Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another backtesting session. So we got to lunchtime. Let's just pan out. We'll go to the. In fact, let's go to the 4-hour. So we have seen a potential, or we're seeing, should I say, a potential. Let's just make that unconfirmed because we don't know yet. Yep. And okay, so we're going to drop down to the hourly. We've obviously, the initial idea, if we recall back, was that we see a cracking correlation here, which probably is the better course of action. Now I'm just going to clear off some of these kind of levels. It's not really needed. And I'm also just going to go back to the hourly. Want to get rid of that because it's ultimately been traded through. Okay. And okay, so we get rid of that. So I'm putting these levels in because ultimately we still heading into the PM session. There is still an opportunity that we could still see a trade idea because of what we've got here, and most certainly I would be looking at NQ to provide that. Now obviously this CB here would be of interest, and ultimately we want to see if we have an overlap, which we do. There we go. And also if we're looking at the lows, we're seeing well, let's go out to the hourly. Probably M15 would show it slightly better, I think. Low time frame there to there, and again I'm just going well, let's just put this on here for now. We're looking at that there. So ultimately I want to see if the market has any intention to reprice higher. So let's have a look. Have some coffee whilst this is going. We just want to pay attention to the time, so it's 12 o'clock. So we want to see what happens. Get after 1 o'clock. Now that's an interesting candle. But again, NQ hasn't. Well, we've got no M5 displacement. So remember, this is just, in fact, just for argument's sake, let's just make this. We still need to see M5 displacement. Without that, there is no trade. So let's continue. As we head deeper into the PM session, market could continue lower. And I mean, if ES purges the previous day's low, then that is all bets off. Okay, but there's been no M5. It's looking very much bearish, and there we go. Yeah, I still wouldn't take anything out of that. I certainly wouldn't be taking a trade off that. Even, I mean, really leaving that double bottom in. We can get rid of this. We don't need that. I mean, well, let's continue. Okay, well, we've got M5. I mean, this, to me, let's see what we got. Let's go to the hourly. It's equal lows. So let's see if the market trades and closes above here. If I'm honest, I don't particularly like this. And also NQ needs to trade above that level. So let's continue. Wow. Ain't that something? Okay. Well, those relative equal lows for me are really, really problematic. I don't particularly like a trade when relative equal lows have been left. Now, technically, it's still SMT. And I'm gonna leave this trade idea because you know, people say about double tops and bottoms and stuff like that. Can this go? Yes, it's purged everything that it needs to have. It just I'm gonna check the hourly. Potentially trading into this order block. I don't like it personally. And for that reason, I think I'm going to stay out of this. I don't like it at all. Wouldn't have been tagged in yet at all. There's a chance I will be. Oh, I would be, but we'll see. Still no tagging. So now, because we've done that, and there wouldn't be any H1 tagging as well. So right now there'd be no tagging into this trade. Just going to check. Yeah, no tagging. That's now sort of bringing this into the equation. I just didn't like this relative equal lows. Just not for me to engage. You know, I like to have clear, you know, clear divergence formed, not via relative equal lows. We should see higher prices now by the looks of things. You're just looking for clean setups. Now that's not to say that every setup is going to be like that, but certainly these highs now are in the crosshairs. Obviously ES would have been the better asset to trade, but I just want to see. We wouldn't have got an entry here, so not too worried by it, but certainly it looks as though they're heading for here. Anyway, so I'm going to leave that here, and what I'm going to do, bloody hell, the wind outside here is not good at all. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to skip on ahead to the next session. Yeah, so the price eventually got there in the end. Wouldn't have had a tag in anyway, but that's not, you know, it's not important. It's a shame because had that, you know, been higher, then obviously I'd have been stalking a setup, but there was still no setup. Even if you look at the H1, you know, even if you'd have got a H1 tag here, it's still, you know, a big stop loss, which not that keen to. Okay, so going to again do what we normally do. Get rid of that. Okay, so, and want to get rid of this as well. So I want to venture back out. So it's Friday now, so it's just been one of these trend weeks. I mean, look at those relative equal lows, which we can mark up with a, because we've got a, well, we'll just leave it like that. So just want to check the daily to see if there's anything that I need to be sort of aware of. It doesn't look as though there is an imbalance obviously here on NQ. So what does that mean? It means that we could see ES take out the high. Or even YM. Get rid of that there. Don't need that. as well. Okay, so as it's not aligned, interesting. Okay, so keep this one in here. Could be important. I don't believe that this SIBI is going to provide too much support, but we'll mark it up nonetheless. Okay, which one's okay? That's the high. And that's the lower one. So just gonna get our tool out. So we've got another one there. Looking for the previous day's high, which is here. Kind of like that a little better. Okay, so all three have purged their previous day's high. So that's interesting. And probably supports a continuation of higher prices. Unless we see cracking correlation there. We potentially have that level there. Okay, so I mean longs are certainly the preferred in my opinion. But anyway, let's it's looking a little bit congested, but let's go with what we've got. Obviously, if NQ is going to trade lower, then it's very unlikely it's going to. Oh, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong one. Is that there? It's very unlikely that it's going to trade above here because of the daily SIBI. So let's see. It's been a trying week, I can honestly say that, but we're going to keep going. Going to the daily. So near term, still bearish. So relative to the daily time frame, near term IOF remains bearish. And again, confirmed by the market trading to and through BISI daily. Okay. This was also supported by an high time frame cracking correlation on the H4 time frame at the highs, supporting lower prices. So no reason yet to go bullish, apart from the fact that if we go to the weekly time frame, we're still at the, and we have had this low time frame cracking correlation. So a couple of things we need to and I am going to put this in just because it's important to make reference to it so we can actually see it. Oh, and it was confirmed. Okay, so so H4 is not bearish yet. Sorry, it's not bullish because we haven't seen the aligned SIBI violated on NQ. So relative to the H4 time frame, this has not yet switched bullish as NQ has not purged the aligned SIBI. This could still support lower prices. Okay. So ERL, IRL. So this supports bullishness. So as we said, the market traded down into the BISI weekly, where we've noted a rejection at CE. In order turn attention to the weekly high, we'd want to see a high time frame cracking correlation at the lows, which technically we have seen. So that could support higher prices. So we're going to note that, and then I'm going to say, so if we go back to the daily, don't worry about the cracking correlations and all of that sort of fact. Let's just make sure they're not visible yet. Okay, so when we're looking at it from this perspective here, to me, we could see higher prices on ES, but NQ could find support lower at that SIBI. Now, it's not an aligned SIBI, so that's I don't look at it as important, but the market nonetheless did have an energetic move lower, so we do need to pay attention to it. So I'll be keeping an eye on things there. So SP drop back down again as we normally do to the H4 time frame, and I have noted the clean and clear swing points above and below the marketplace, or above and below the current price. Referencing the previous day's high and previous day's low. This is also where near-term liquidity would reside. Now, important to note that the previous day's high has been purged on all three members. Therefore, it is plausible, if coupled with then high time frame cracking correlation, we could see lower prices. Okay, so we've got to be mindful here because we have purged that, but we do have an active SMT here, so that's something else to bear in mind. So TO, again, currently all members are below their respective true week open, supporting the idea of high probability longs if coupled with then high time frame cracking correlation at the lows. Okay, so we're just forming this pattern here. So cracking correlation, I have noted the high time frame cracking correlation, high time frame SMT at the lows. However, as this has left equal lows, I am conscious that we could be revisiting that price level. Okay, and now we can look to formulate a game plan. Let me just write this: potential high time frame SMT at the highs, but would need to see confirmation before engaging. Okay, so now we can go to the game plans. So with price below true week open and potential high time frame SMT forming at the highs within the CBH4, this potentially supports the idea of lower prices. Targeting the previous day's low. Okay, so that's option one. Now, two, with the market below the previous, the 2-week open, this could support. Well, actually, before I finish that, let's just go and see what's happening on the H1 time frame, because I think that's important. Relative equal lows here, which could be so there. And just want to see if we have any. No, not really. Not putting that in because it's not aligned. So we're looking at that. What else do we have? Well, we've got okay. I like this one here. That's interesting. Potential trade idea there. Okay, so okay. And obviously there's no news today as well, so we'll be looking at the volatility from equities open. Okay. Right, so with the market, this could support. So with the market below this, if the market forms an low time frame correlation at an time-based liquidity pool, this could support the idea of higher prices. And then obviously if we're looking at this now, let's just put equities open in whilst we're here. Okay, back out here. So what are we looking at? Let's go back to the H4. So we're sort of in low probability conditions because we've got two possibilities. Not seeing any H4 displacement or anything of that nature. So they're the two models that I'm sort of looking at. I'd need to see, for another model, I'd need to see a H4 in balance form, because that would then sort of give the indication of seeing higher prices. We haven't seen that yet, so we'll leave that is. Okay, let's down to the hourly. It's time base there. Drop down to the 15. Okay, so let's change that to the 5-minute. Work our way to 8. Oh, hold on. So I've just got my notepad here. What's the date of this? Okay, the 8th, perfect. Okay, so let's get to be perfectly honest, I want to say let's get to equities open, because I don't think we're going to see too much prior, but we'll go to 8:30 first. Nothing to do until market open, although the market could well continue higher. Why? Because we saw the S&T at the hourly, although the market doesn't seem to be respecting that. Okay, we'll stick on the hourly. So what are we looking at here? Interesting. Wow. This is only 8:15, so although this may have presented an opportunity, not sort of in the market yet. So let's just check our liquidity pools from an hourly standpoint. In fact, I want to just check from a 4-hour. We have that, but with nothing confirmed. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So again, we are in an area where we're just getting to the open, but let's get to 9 o'clock candle. What would we have here? Market traded support here, then we've traded sort of through. Maybe a small BPR in here, maybe. Certainly could be supporting lower prices. All taken out. I mean, yeah, I could see this go lower from here. It's just not an ideal trade entry. Let's just see if we confirm the hourly. We'll confirm the hourly order block here. as we could. Take a fairly cheeky entry here. Let's have a look at NQ. NQ's order block is up here. Didn't trade to it, but it certainly confirmed this candle. Let's go out to the 4 hour, have a look at what's where's the 4 hour inflection point, if need be. There's certainly one here, but we don't have an aligned. So what we've got here is the M15 does appear to, have flipped. However, the fact that on the H1 it's as though we've traded through and closed above. Not keen. Okay, I'm going to play price onto equities open. Let's go and see what happens. Oh Lord. Well, let's have a look at what we were. Each one would have still been all the way down here, but we'll have a look at that. It's just, crazy early as far as I'm concerned. But we may have missed the boat. We may have symmetrical price action, but we did have SMT, which is sort of the catalyst of why this has gone lower. Let's keep going. We want to get to equities open, so I want to get to 15, drop that down to the 1 minute. And this is certainly looking bearish. Well, it delivered the 2 to 1 from the order block. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. We did say it was looking bearish, all purged. Oh, that's frustrating. Pop out to the 4 hour. What did we want to see inside this SIBI, SMT? Took out previous day's high. Hourly rejection. Confirmed with that candle there. 15-minute displacement. Price has traded back into it. Now don't get me wrong. I think it's one of those where you just need to take a rain check. That would definitely have been this trade. even a reduced risk trade would have been pretty tasty. Oh, well, this is an early one. I think let's see where the previous day's low is. Okay. Maybe we'll get a... I personally think we're going to see a purge of this now. Let's see where price goes. Certainly NQ is going to purge that low. Sometimes I do look back at it and I think to myself, how the hell did I not get involved in this? Like, it was set up to get involved. Like, why even sort of... I get the timing aspect, but maybe sometimes I'm just a little bit too rigid to things, and not necessarily taking more of a risky approach. I mean, this was set up to go lower. We purged the previous day's high. We had SMT, like, met all the criteria of our rules. Like, what more do you want? To second chance entry on the... Oh, you've actually got the M15. Well, M15's here, but you can use the H1 short. Like, you know, you're pretty much out of the trade before... Well, you're at break even and stuff before equity's open, and yeah, it might come back and take you out, but at least you engaged. Frustrating. Alright, let's just play this on. And like I said, I wouldn't want to be you know, I wouldn't want to be short. And then what will happen is, you know, you end up taking a trade, and then you go, that's when you sort of take your loss. No displacement. Yeah. So we'll just play that on. Oh, sugars. So displacement now. All the blocks all the way down there. I mean, the annoying thing is we missed the move. We missed the primary move. We should have been in and out of this, not even remotely looking at this. And, you know, sometimes I think when it's like this, it's times where you've just got to move to the sidelines, just sort of recalibrate, and then sort of go again. I think that's all you can do. I think I've missed 2 sound opportunities this week for 2 great trades, which is the best part of 6,000, you know. And you kind of look at that and you think, like, you know, oh god, I forgot to press pause as well. You know, M5 imbalance here. get involved there. But I'm not gonna bother. Let's just extend this out. Just real frustrating this episode. I'm not gonna lie. Really frustrating. Look at that. Look at that. Hey. Anyway. Right, guys, I'm going to pause it here. Yeah, real frustrating episode. I think the opportunity was there to take the trade. Didn't take it. Missed out on the profits there, and then you see the market form the other way. To be honest, I wouldn't have. Where are we? There, no imbalance, no aligned anyway. But then here, get the fair value gap in there. So if you want, you can mark that out here. Go back to the 15. Yeah, I mean, to me, there's no entry there. The fact is, this was the move. Take it lower. Take your 2R. Get out of the market, and you're sort of done. So, just real disappointing. But yeah, taking something away from that one. You need to be far more calculated, and just a little bit more aggressive in my approach to the market. Stop always trying to be extremely conservative and just engage and see where we are. There's no point there's no point sitting on the sidelines when your model's setting up and stuff like that. So I've got to do better. I've got to do better for this series as well. So I'm going to leave this one here. I'm going to go away, evaluate certain things psychologically and so on, and come back for the next week of this series in Stronger Fettle. Hope you enjoyed today. Hope you took something away. And guys, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.